Hello, Steve89. Obi-Wan. Oh my god. Now, I heard a while ago, as everyone did, that they were doing several standalone Star Wars movies. Sorry. Um, Yoda, Obi-Wan, Solo, Boba Fett. They were all going to get a movie. And then that kind of shifted, and they're doing Rogue One as well. That sort of shifted at some point where they started to question, I think, the box office a bit. And then Solo happened, and they pretty much cancelled all the movies, and they decided to turn them into TV series for Disney Plus. So the first one was The Mandalorian, where they appeared to have just changed Boba Fett, the name, and made it into The Mandalorian, and then stretched it out very thinly from a movie into a event series. And fortunately, it appears certain people, like Kathleen Kennedy, were too busy trying to sort out the mess that was the Rise of Skywalker's production, that they actually left Favreau and Filoni, or whoever actually is responsible for The Mandalorian being any good, alone. And they seem to actually produce something and that fans like, and they're getting people back in. And of course, Baby Yoda. I mean, my God, Baby Yoda is Baby Yoda. They're responsible for that. Unfortunately, God, Obi-Wan is just it's just not that lucky. Because apparently now Rise of Skywalker is out. A certain little Kathy has time to ruin everything. That's what people are saying. That's the rumors. Obviously, I'm not there. I'm not on the set. But apparently, they had the show. That basically, they had a movie. They turned the movie into a 6-part series, and they had the scripts pretty much done. Everyone had been sitting on it for years, and they announced it, and everything was fine. They apparently were going to shoot in Australia, parts of it in Australia, and they were all ready to go. They were just sorting out some of the final casting, and then Kathy had nothing better to do now. Rise of Skywalker was dead at the box office. Okay, it made $1 billion, but it's the lowest of all the Star Wars films. It has it sort of did its business, and now it's sort of done, and it didn't have the sort of legs that any of the other movies had. So yeah, she had nothing better to do apparently, so she just decided to actually read the scripts for Obi-Wan, and she decided she didn't like them, apparently. There's 2 stories, or 3 stories. The first is that thanks to the bushfires in Australia, they had to cease the production, or pause the production, or halt the production, because the environment was gone. The sets or the areas they were going to shoot in were no longer shootable. So that's the first story. The second story was budgetary issues. They were cutting it back. That's kind of vague. I'm not sure that's really a real theory. That just seems to be gossip. But the other thing seems to have some actual support from comments and statements from people that at some point little Kathy sat down and had a little look at the scripts and said, I don't like this for some reason. And she basically pulled it all and said, we need to start again and rewrite the scripts. I'm not happy with the series. It can't go forward, basically. And some people saying, no, it's all fine. We're going to be shooting in a few months. There's no problems. And other people saying, no, the scripts have been pulled. They cut it down from 6 to 4, which may as well just be a movie. I'm guessing they just couldn't stretch it that far. And it seems to be a mess, because there seems to be all these different ideas and theories and gossip and rumors, and the show isn't actually progressing. So something is happening, and there's a bit of a shitstorm around the whole production about what is happening. Now, it's very possible it's just been delayed for some actual reason, simple reason, and the gossip mongers are just jumping in there because they need clicks, they need videos. I'm not monetized. I have like very few subscribers. I do this for fun. I do this if something interests me and I want to talk about it. I make a video. I don't make any money out of this. I don't get anything out of this other than just the pure joy of hearing myself talk to myself, because no one watches my videos because I'm ugly. Comments are fun. But yeah, I've sort of been watching it a little bit from the distance, and I found it kind of fascinating that they seem to have a movie and then they turned it into a TV series, and it seemed to be a bit of a stretch with The Mandalorian. It seemed to be a bit of a stretch with Obi-Wan as well, and now they seem to be contracting back again, and there seems to be some issues now. They don't. I don't think the show is cancelled. It is on hold though, or suspended, or delayed, or something is happening. It's not going along as assumed it was going to. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's interesting. All this stuff is interesting. I love the behind the scenes dramas and the stories and things that happen on sets. I love the actual stories and the behind the scenes and how things happen. And I also love the gossip and trying to work out what the hell is happening, because you never really know until the film's done, or the special features are made, or or a documentary's made years later, or the NDAs are expired and people can finally talk. Like Star Trek Enterprise, there was so much bullshit about the production about Star Trek Enterprise, and people weren't talking about it for years and years and years, and then finally, about 10 years after the show had finished, about 10 years after the show had finished and they were doing the Blu-rays, all the NDAs had expired after 10 years, or however long they had them, and people were now talking. And also people were being just plain asked for the interviews and that, for the special features, because before then no one was really talking about the series. And they actually finally started just saying what happened and telling the truth. And all these stories of all these network interference and just ridiculousness, that some of which we had clues about, some of it we didn't even know was happening. So there's going to be a whole shitload of stuff coming out of the production of this and The Mandalorian and Rogue One and Rise of Skywalker. We don't even know half the story, so it's going to be very interesting. It's fun listening to the gossip and the speculation, but not so much the negative, hateful stuff, because some people are just hating for the sake of it, and it's really quite surreal to watch some people just create this negative. It's kind of fascinating, and it's its own thing to watch. But yeah, that's it. I don't have anything else. I just had heard a bit about it, and finally it got to the point where I had enough. I actually had an opinion and wanted to say something. So here I am. Feel free to share, like, comment. Comments are fun. Let me know what you think, what's happening, because it is fascinating to see how people interpret all this sort of stuff. But I'm done. Thanks. Bye.